Hello everyone, I'm Niraj Deobhankar from DSTI Data Science Tech Institute, and we will be today talking about full-time program, full-time study mode that we have for our Applied MSc programs. With me today, I have a head of admissions, Vincent Pressicaud, and he will guide us on different topics. He will, try and answer your questions over here. So I
Hello,
hope
everybody.
let's begin.
Thank you, Niraj, to
Yeah,
introduce me.
thank you. Thank you. So what we are going to do is we are going to try and ask some questions uh, and answer your questions. So let's begin. Uh, so the first question that we usually get asked is DSTI. What are the accreditations? What are the accreditations of DSTI? So let me take this question because it's one of the simplest ones. DSTI is RNCP 7. What do you mean by that? RNCP is a repository of all schools that are registered within France. What it means is when you graduate from DSTI, let it be your applied bachelor or applied MSc, your degree is valid all over the world, and RNCP 7 means it's the highest level of masters, what we usually call in France as M2 level masters as well. So that is something that is the first accreditation that we have. The second accreditation is, or you could say it's just a label, 3i Côte d'Azur. This accreditation is given by University Côte d'Azur within the country of France, and it means that more than 50% of our content is based on AI, and we also have enough network, business engagement network, to give you an internship or a job opportunity. All right. And then we also have Qualipi. Qualipi is mainly for uh, ensuring the quality of our programs and other business aspects. All right. So the next question that we are asked is what programs are offered at DSTI School of Engineering? And probably Vincent can talk about it even more.
Thank you, Niraj. So thank you and welcome to everybody that will listening live or eventually listening the recording of this presentation. The STI is a specialized school. We specialize on the data field. We cover with our master level program all the data chain, starting from data engineering, then data science and artificial intelligence, then data analytics. And the program in cybersecurity in a sort of way covering this data chain, of course. So those are the main programs that are available to, for example, foreign students willing to come to France to study a postgraduate program on the data chain. We have only one bachelor that leads to this program. You can enter those programs from whatever scientific field or non-scientific field you're coming from, for example, for the data analytics program. But all mathematicians, statisticians, computer scientists, computer engineers, scientifics in a large sense may apply for one of those four programs. The bachelor is a computer engineering bachelor, let's say, very specialized that leads eventually to the data engineering or the cybersecurity one. And for those with I should say in French, an adequation, for example, for mathematics and statistics, can push towards data science and AI. Then we have a last program, which is a joint program with our partner ENSAM, Arts Métiers, which is one of the oldest engineering school in France, probably the oldest. It's a particular program, half artificial intelligence and half digital industry. But this program is not available for foreigners living abroad, for example. Okay, Niraj?
Yeah, thank you, Vincent. The next question that we usually get asked is which programs are available in this full-time mode. But before, Vincent, you answer that question, I would encourage students who or the participants who are live with us to ask their own questions. Uh, yes, Vincent. So, which programs are available in full-time mode?
Yes. I want to reiterate what you were saying, Niraj. Don't hesitate for those joining us live to use the comments of the particular platform you're using to ask a question. Don't hesitate to interrupt and try to make this more dynamic if you want. Okay. So which program are available in full-time mode? But as the slide said, either the data analytics, the data engineering one, or the data science one. What we call full-time mode is a traditional class plus internship mode, if available either in an accelerated mode, 15 months program, 9 months of class, 6 plus a 6 months internship, or for the data engineering or data science program, a 2 years mode is also available in full time with 6 months of class plus internships and 6 months of class plus internship. Do you want me, Niraj, to go more into detail on the
No,
project?
we are talking
Okay,
about that
okay,
mainly, yeah.
okay.
So this is another question that we get. What exactly is this full-time study mode? Yeah,
Exactly. So that's what I was
yeah.
saying very quickly. I didn't see the slide. Sorry. Um, yes, it's for example, in the case of the data engineering, data science mode or data science program, for example, will be a 2 years mode where you will have classes for a period of 6 months. Then for the first year, an optional internship to 4 to 6 months. We say optional because sometimes students prefer to do work on their certification, on their project, something like that. Or even take a break after the first 6 months of the program. Then the second year will be exactly the same, 6 months of class, followed by a 6 months internship. But this one is mandatory. It's the evaluation of this internship will be assessed during the graduation jury to deliver the degree of the school. Okay. So 6 months of class, optional internship, then 6 months of class, and a 6 months mandatory internship then.
Okay, thank you, Vincent. Guys, if you have any questions, you can always ask us. We'll be more than happy. The next question is, who can apply to this full-time study mode?
Alors, uh, we accept students with a minimal. There is an application form on the website. We can detail that probably later if you want, Niraj. But generally, we need students with a minimum 3 to 4 year bachelor degree, relevant, of course, to which program you will choose. For example, for the data analytics program, this is a less scientific program we have for less scientific profile. So if you have some coming from marketing, management, business, HR, those kind of profile will fit perfectly the data analytics one. The data engineering, which is a very computer engineering or IT oriented program, we will give the eligibility for profile coming from a computer engineering and IT background. As for the data science one, which is a monster program with 2 heads, let's say, with a computer engineering part, but also a mathematics and statistics part. And when we admit the student who look at your eligibility, for example, what we are looking in their profile, it's a mathematics and statistics side. Sometimes we have pure mathematician applying for this program. This is quite a good profile for us. They will get the computer engineering part. This is our role. We know to teach that and to bring them to the right level. But sometimes it's not the same journey. Let's say if you're coming from a pure computer engineering program profile, and you want to choose a data science program, the journey towards the mathematics and statistics can be hard. So we will focus for the data science and artificial intelligence program on the capacity in mathematics and statistics of the candidate. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to go more into detail, for example, Niraj, for the academic record and proficiency in English, please?
It's actually it's
Okay,
quite
it's a self.
self-sufficient, probably
Okay.
self-explanatory. We look at academic records to
Okay.
be fair, and you can prove your academic records through three means, not just one, right? We give you three options. You can choose any of those. You can simply submit your grades or what in some countries they call as transcripts or mark sheets, whatever it is, and your bachelor's degree certificate. Secondly, we also can accept your standardized admission test, meaning GRE and GMAT plus bachelor's degree certificate. And if you don't have, anything in these two options, we also accept online DSTI entry exam. We will talk about online DSTI entry exam in due time, but we need a proof that you have completed your bachelor's already. Also, as far as English proficiency is concerned, we test it during the admission interview. There is no need for IELTS or TOEFL scores, right? Okay. So the next question usually we get asked is what if I have engineering and computing background? Can I apply for this course or that course? In fact, I would say if you have typically engineering background, you can apply for almost all of the programs, that is Applied MSc in data science, Applied MSc in data analytics, and Applied MSc in data engineering as well. Okay, when it comes to data engineering program, we of course would like to look at your data engineering skills or overall computer engineering skills in addition to otherwise cases. But for data analytics and for data science and AI program, as long as you have any engineering, for example, it could be simply civil engineering or mechanical engineering, still we would be more than happy to talk to you about these programs. This is a typical applicant profile that we receive from India. Most of the students either come through student recruitment agent or they come through Google. They find us like this. They have typically 1 to 3 years of experience, and most of them choose Paris campus, although Ernest Sophia Antipolis campus is equally, if not better, it's equally good. So that's the thing. These are the typical guys who enjoy coding and they attend tech meetups. And if you're one of those, please do consider DSTI for studying data engineering, data science, or data analytics. One more thing, again, I need to remind you, please ask your questions. We would be more than happy to take them. Okay. So the next question typically we get, Vincent, is many people come from techno-commercial background, meaning that they have done few courses in tech, some courses in management, they might have a course in statistics. Can they apply?
Yes. So we have an example with Chinedu coming from Nigeria, for example. Yes, of course, as we said at the beginning of this presentation, and immediately I will think about the data analytics program, which is the one which is more open to different type of profile. Of course, you can be a scientific, an engineer, and wanted to go for the data analytics program because this is the part of the chain you want to finish, you want to go, for example. This is your objective. But generally, people that are interested to enter this world, the tech and management business type profile will fit perfectly our data analytics program, or at least our program will fit perfectly their profile. We are not selling dreams at DSTI. We try at least to do so, meaning we are not going to sell, if I could say that, the data and science program or the data engineering program to those type of profile. The data engineering data science program requires some knowledge in computer engineering or math and statistics at a certain level for the data science program. And we are not going to force people into this program. We encourage them to go there, even if they want it, because the reality of the employment market and the difficulty of the program itself will make a very hard challenge for the students. But when you're coming from a bug like this one, data analytics is open to you. Now, of course, our data analytics program is a DSTI program. So we will talk about mathematics, statistics, computer engineering only. We will not go for PowerPoint after PowerPoint or use case, something like that. We'll dive deep in the science and the IT part, but we'll do at a level of this part of the chain, the level that is required for the part of the chain, and profile coming from those type of background are perfectly adapted if they are motivated to engage in the program, to motivated to work hard and acquire those knowledge. It's completely possible. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. Now, the third question that is usually asked is, I have BSc in physics or I have BSc in chemistry, right? Can I apply? And the answer to that, yes, you can apply too. This is a typical profile that we have received at some point of time. Luca Costa, he is basically Brazilian and currently living in Italy. He found us through Google, and basically he's the guy who likes to conduct his own research. Of course, he has, background in basic sciences. He has hardly 1 year experience and wants to start in data science or data analytics. You are welcome. As long as the bottom line that you might have realized by now is, as long as you have strong foundation in advanced mathematics, typically statistics, and within that probability, always welcome. You are welcome for data science as well as data analytics. For data analytics, almost anybody who has studied mathematics can apply. For data science, we look at even rigorous mathematical courses. And for data engineering, yes, mathematics a bit, plus a bit of computer engineering. This is the bottom line. All right. So I guess
Just
that is
to add,
clear.
a little
Yeah.
something, because it can be relevant for our
Yeah.
listeners. This is a typical DSTI profile, let's say.
Yeah.
Someone, a Brazilian living in Italy, willing to come to France to study a program in English. All that is very international, and that's what we are as a side note. Because since we exist, we had the chance to receive students from 90 different nationalities. So
Yeah.
this particular typical applicant, is really not this surreal. It's really typical to the type of applicant we can have at DSTI.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you, Vincent. The next question is, what is the admission process at DSTI?
Okay. Important process because it's a thorough process. As I said, we are not selling dream. We admit students that we think that once admitted, with hard work recognition, they will succeed in the program. And we try to install during this application process also, we try to have our candidate to understand where they are going into, to be certain that the program they will choose is the one that corresponds to who they are, uh, and also to their capacity, and also to that this program will lead them where they want to go. So there will no quiproquo when we admit someone. We are certain with dedication and hard work, this student will succeed, and this candidate knows perfectly where he's going into.
Yeah.
So what is the process? Start online, very simple. We have a button apply on the website. You will find it very easily. You have to fill a six page of form, but they are very simple to fill. Very few elements, and you upload a CV, a cover letter, explaining your motivation for this program, etc., etc. When we receive that, we will look into your eligibility. So, as we said in the previous slide, that at least you got a bachelor 3 or 4 and a relevant field. If you're eligible, then we will ask you to move to the next step, where you will have 3 choices basically. The first one will be to send us the mark sheet of your last relevant degrees. The second choice will be send us the record of your GRE or GMAT test if you have taken one of those tests. And the third option will be for you to take the DSTI entry exam. But all those are really options. What we advise you, if you want us to go quicker on your application, to process your application in a quicker way, it's to send us a mark sheet, first and foremost, a mark sheet of your last relevant degrees. The direction study will then study those mark sheets And if they think that you get the necessary level in different thematics that compare to what we are looking for depending on the program you apply for, then we will move to the admission interview. Okay. If the direction of studies think that your mark sheet are not, let's say, enough for us for different reasons, then we will ask you to take our entry exam. Okay. I don't know if we talk about the entry exam later on the slide, or you
Yes,
want me
yes,
to
we
address?
do. We do. No, no, we
We do.
do
Okay.
talk in detail. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So then we take the entry exam. So once you have taken this entry exam, or your mark sheet have been deemed enough for the direction of study, we'll move to an admission interview. Admission interview will be in English. This is the moment we assess your English level. As I said, as Niraj said, no need for an EL test or Cambridge test, whatever. If during 45 minutes you understand our questions and we understand our answers, this is the best test that can be. What are we going to talk during this admission interview? Very simply, we're going to talk about your profile, the entry exam results. We are going to talk about the program you choose, why you're choosing this program. Does this program that you have chosen fit your profile and the entry exam results? What are your objectives? Why do you choose this program? What are your objectives beyond this program? Does this program leads you to those objectives? And if who you are, your entry exam result, or your mark sheet level, the program you choose, and your objective you have for your future, all those points fits together, then it's generally a good point for us, and we can move into an admission. It's not rare that during this process there is a change in the program you applied for. Sometimes candidates apply for one program thinking it fits their profile or thinking it will fit their objective. So it's something anyway that we're going to address during the admission interview with you, of course, if there is any change. In order that at the end, if we admit, as I said, if we admit someone, we are certain he has a right level to succeed in this program, and for the student, at least it will be certain that this is the right program for him that will lead him to where he wants to go. Okay. The final decision generally arrives through email between 1, 2, 3 days, depending after the admission interview. And then you receive document, official registration documents, student contracts, and everything. Okay. For the last part, in order to secure your seat within the program, we will ask for 10% of the tuition fees. And for those that have a visa to profess before starting the program, we will ask the remaining fee of the first year of the program before sending you the registration letter and to start the visa application process. Well, very quickly, what is basically the admission process. Once again, if you have any question, don't hesitate to interrupt us. Use the comment section of the different platform you are using to send us your question. We will try to answer them as quickly as we can.
Thank you, Vincent. Thanks a lot. Yes, guys, you can ask questions if you have any. We will be more than happy to answer them. The next question is about what is this DSTI entry exam that you have? Because that's a very unique exam to DSTI. And why do you conduct it in the first place? So, why do we conduct it in the first place is we want to give a second chance to a lot of enthusiastic students who come to us to learn about data science, data engineering, and data analytics. Unfortunately, it could happen that they have scored really, really average in their bachelor's, and otherwise they might have been rejected because of their past mistakes. But what we want to do is we want to give you second chance, and that's why we have designed this specific test. Another reason actually is when you are not sure whether you want to do data analytics or you want to do data science or you want to do data engineering, this test can help us guide you in a better way. Okay, so this is the major reason why we have this entry exam. How do you prepare for this? We have preparation material in the form of YouTube video lectures, and you have about 14 days to prepare for this particular exam. And what to expect in this particular exam? Okay, so you will have questions on two aspects, IT plus mathematics. You will have about 60 questions based on this. 30-30 is the division. And if you know the answer, you will get 1 +1 mark. But if you do not know the answer, please do not attempt it, because it will be penalized. Your incorrect answer will be penalized for 1 mark again. You have ample of time to tackle these 60 questions. You have 2 hours, 120 minutes, 2 minutes per question. That's a lot of time. So that's not a problem. But when you are preparing for this, just understand you should be solving only those questions which you are confident about. Okay? All right. Vincent, you
Yes.
want to add something
Yeah.
on this?
2 points to add on the exam. One precisely on the annotation. Correct answer +1, incorrect answer -1, but there is an option for each question to say I don't know, and in the case of the I don't know, you will get 0 points. So my advice, as the hazard sometimes not doing the right things, it's better to say I don't know than to try your luck. Okay. And more generally about the exam, just to come back on the exam, sorry, Niraj. Uh, um, it is also a way, there's two reasons for the exam also. First of all, is to be sure that despite what you mark sheet will say, let's say, to be certain that you get the right level to succeed in the program. It's sometimes difficult to assess the level of the student, especially if they're coming from different countries. We don't know necessarily all the university. Even if we use the same guideline that the Imperial College of London to assess your eligibility to the program, sometimes it's difficult. So we have this exam to be certain that you get the right level we are looking for. Also, there is a second point. It's a good way for the candidate to understand where they are going into. I'm talking
Yeah.
about that a lot of several times since we started, to be sure that the student understand where it's going into. There's a lot of fuzz and buzz about this field, you know, and data engineering is a particular computer engineering and IT-oriented program. Data science, you know, it's a monster with two heads in mathematics, statistics, and computer engineering. It's important for the student by addressing those subjects during the entry exam to understand where they're going into. This way, it's easy when we reach the admission interview to discuss which program is best for the candidate. Once again, there's no quid pro quo when someone is starting a program at DSTI. Okay, that was all,
Okay.
Niraj.
Awesome. So the next question usually is, how do I manage my finances? So probably you can take this one, Vincent.
Okay, tuition fee, very simple. Total tuition fee for the program is 18,700 euros, which per year is 9,350. So as we said, in the case of let's say we have our two main durations, the 15 months one and the 2 years one. And let's address those tuition fees regarding the visa process, for example. In the case of the 2 years mode, the first year we will ask a deposit of 20% of the yearly tuition, which is equal to 10% of the full tuition, and then the remainder of the first year tuition fee has to be paid before we give you the enrollment letter to start the visa process. And often candidates ask me, when should I do that? and my advice is the sooner the better, because the more time we have to prepare for the visa process, the better results are expected. And then the second year of tuition fee will be paid just before the beginning of the second year. In the case of the full-time 15 months mod, which is 9 months of class followed by a 6 months internship, then we will ask the full tuition fee to be paid before starting the visa process. So that's the main difference between the two modes.
Okay.
We have just a quick question on the refund policy because it is written there, but sometimes to be sure that is well understood. Of course, so we will probably explain later what we do regarding the visa application, how the school is helping you with a partner, special partner we have, etc. We do everything for you to have your application file the best application possible, as far as possible. But sometimes there can be some visa refusal, and we have some clear refund policy that almost all the tuition fees are returned, excluding the deposit, of course, in case of visa refusal.
You can talk about the visa support here itself, Vincent.
Okay, sorry, I thought it was that. So, since 2020, change due to COVID, the change of there's a lot of change in the world regarding migration and everything, and visa process have been straightened, etc. So, what we do in order to help our candidate applicants, we have solicited the aid of the third party called Fil Français, which is an organization that once a student registers to the DSTI, we will register this student to this organization, and they will help, advise, guide the student during all the visa application. It is mandatory for our student to go through their services because they will ensure that your application file will be perfect, meaning no document will be missing, and each document will be the right one document. They will ask you to modify some documents, they will ask you to provide more documents, they will check your application file. And once you get the green, the good to go green light for them, from them to go, then you can, it's very important to go through their services. And I want to reiterate that this is a free service for our candidate. It's completely free. There's no reason to not use this service. Sometimes it's say, okay, I have a friend that have already done a visa process. I know how to do it. It's very simple. Beware, it's not this simple anymore. It's very thorough. You have to have a perfect application file. So in order to do that, it is mandatory for a student to follow those guys. It's a free service. Use it. I want to reiterate once again because it's always it can be a problem if you don't do so, but they will help you. Okay. So any
Yep.
question, anything, they will guide our student.
In
Now
fact,
I
you
think
can see that.
yeah,
Yeah,
you put the link. Okay, perfect.
yeah. You can see the link and you can see the website domain for this service. You can go there, you can check it out. We take help of these guys to help you apply for the visa. All right. So the next question that usually comes is tell me more about the NIS Sofia Antipolis campus. So I can guess I can talk about this because I usually work from this campus. Uh, it's a huge 2,400 hectare tech park in the south of France. Very few people know about this, unfortunately, but this is one of the major tech parks in whole of Europe, and it was one of the earliest ones that was set up in the whole of Europe. And if you look at the kind of industries and the major companies that they have, you think of a company, you think of a major tech giant, and they have their campus, they have their offices set up in Sofia Antipolis. So when you come to Sofia Antipolis, what you get actually is a very peaceful environment, but still you get all the career opportunities. Plus, if you look at typical living expenses, because this is also one of the questions, they are quite lower than what you would expect otherwise in Paris. So it's a very affordable place, affordable campus, and it is, I mean, it's not too many people out there in south of France. So if you like tranquility, if you like peace, uh, it's the place for you. All right. In case you're just joining us, feel free to ask questions from the platform that you are in. We will be more than happy to answer any of your questions. We are today discussing about the full-time study mode, which is 2 years study mode at DSTI. It will have, just to remind you what we have already talked about, it will have 2 years, and each year you will get an opportunity to do an internship, which is very important for you in order to gain relevant experience, in order to manage your expenses, because all the internship opportunities in France are fully well paid opportunities. We cover applied MSc in data science and AI. We cover applied MSc in data analytics and applied MSc in data engineering for AI in this particular study mode. So, Vincent, probably you could talk about the Paris campus.
Yes, I'm myself on the Paris campus. So it is less sunny than in Sophia Antipolis, but at least we are in Paris. The campus is very well located in central Paris. And he has a particularity to be divided in two places. Those places are 6-7 minute walks apart, so it's not very far away from each other. One of them is our main campus in the 5th arrondissement, which is a traditional student a university where there's, big university knows that La Sorbonne, stuff like that. And there we are very next, and we also have classes and offices within the prestigious ENSAM, École Nationale Supérieure des Arts et Métiers, one of the oldest, if not the oldest engineering school in France. And we also have classes over there. As for the living expensive, you move into it. Of course, Paris is a slightly more expensive city than Sophia Antipolis. Huh? But there are also a wider range of choices in terms of accommodation and different facility. I'm not going too much into details. The table, the slide speaks for itself, and Paris is Paris. Probably everybody knows what it takes to. So one question, though, sometimes we receive, Niraj, is which campus should I choose?
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
yes. Um, um, in terms of classes, tuition, everything is the same. So it's not a matter of choice in terms of classes and everything. Academic side, let's say. The only question really is what kind of life do you want to live when you're not studying, when you're not at school? Paris is Paris with all the advantage, disadvantage of a capital of international cities. And Sophia Antipolis is more like countryside type of life. I don't know how I can describe that, Niraj, because you are in the campus in Sophia Antipolis, but it's more peaceful, sunny, close to the sea, beach, kind of forest type of life.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if the area is very international also.
Absolutely. It's French Riviera is very international. You don't have to worry about speaking French from day one. It's just like Paris, just with lot less people. I mean, personally, I'm Indian, so I would always prefer people. I mean, places where there are less people. So I'm happy there. But if you want to choose Paris, you can always choose Paris as well. It's almost equal. Of course, Paris is France and France is Paris, as they say, right?
Exactly.
All right. Guys, if you have any questions, please do ask. We would be more than happy to answer them. Uh, Last few questions that are there. What are the different, how do we have online education? Do we have full-time mode in online education? Of course, we have. How is it usually conducted? Probably you can talk about that, Vincent, in brief.
Okay. Online education, as we said, two, two, two particular mode. Just one question before. Do we have a slide on a picture of one of our class? Oh,
We
no, no, okay, okay,
have no, we don't have right now. Okay.
okay. Don't worry. Never mind. So all classes at DSTI, either on the campus of Sophia Antipolis or the campus in Paris, are equipped the same way. We have giant screens in both directions. Teachers have microphones. We have camera in both directions. Students on their table, students' table, there are microphones also. And these systems allow us, first and foremost, and I think it's very important to know that all classes happening on campus are recorded.
So
Yes, sorry.
sorry to cut you off. Sorry to cut you off. We do have picture at the on the first slide of our Dean
Oh,
Sebastian
sorry.
Cornelia
Yes,
teaching. Yeah,
exactly. So
yeah,
this is typically a classroom at DSTI. As you can see, giant screen. You have another screen that you can't see that's in front of the teachers, and you have cameras in both directions. You can see the teacher wearing a microphone, and if you look on the right side, next to the woman on the right side, you can see a
yeah,
microphone.
yeah.
There's a microphone on each table. So the good thing with that is, first and foremost, we record absolutely all the classes happening live on campus. So meaning you attend a live on campus, you spend the day, attending this class, and at the end of the class, it takes generally 30 minutes to process everything. The class you have attended live on campus, thanks to those systems, you can rewatch it as many times as you want. It's not a gadget. It changes a lot the way students taking notes. For example, you can write 3:15 p.m. I did not understand, and then you can come back on 3:15 p.m. And if you ask a question, you can see yourself asking and hear yourself asking the question again. So the system first and foremost is used for that, to record all the classes happening on campus. On top of that, it's you can use it as a live online system for students attending, not only attending, participating in the classes happening on campus. For example, we have the case in Paris of a student is a bit sick, or there is a strike in the transportation systems. It may happen often in Paris. Or if simply the students, want to not use the commute time to work on the project, is late on certain projects. There's a lot of projects during the training. So he can stay home and, thanks to this system, participate in the class from the comfort of their own home. The teacher, he can see perfectly and hear perfectly the teacher. He can see and hear perfectly his colleague on campus. He can see perfectly what's on the teacher. Can you bring back the first slide?
Yeah.
Thank you, Niraj.
Okay.
The first
So,
one, with the one with the classroom. As you can see, the teacher is doing everything on a giant screen. He can write on this screen, can show things. So if you're in online, you can see perfectly this screen. Of course, it is shared. The teacher can see you. The teacher can ask questions. You can ask questions to the teacher. You can answer back. He can take control of your computer and show it to other colleagues. So it's a perfectly live online system. And as a student on campus, you have the full flexibility on that. It's your choice. If you want to be every day on campus, you can be every day on campus. But for some reason, because you're a bit sick or late on your project or whatever reason, you want to stay home and participate, you can do that. We are not going to force you, you're all adults, to come on campus every day if there is a better reason to stay home. But you can stay home and participate in all the classes. And as I said first with the recording, if you're completely sick, you can't attend any class, don't worry, the class will be recorded and you can rewatch it as many times as you want after. Okay, let's go back to the.
yeah. Thank, thank you, Vincent. Thanks a lot
Sorry.
for the explanation. It's okay. It's okay. So I hope we are able to answer your questions. If you have any questions, please ask. We have tried to answer all the questions that we got through different comments and different social media, and these are the questions that we usually get from our students. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate. We would be more than happy to answer these questions of yours. So are there any questions?
No questions apparently. One last thing. If you want to contact us, of course, you have the general email on the website, you find it, but also you will find a button on our website where you can book a one-on-one online meeting with our staff. You will click on the button, the calendar page will will arrive, and you will able to choose and pick the date and the time which will best your needs. And we will able to have a one-on-one online meeting with a member of the staff. It could be myself or one of my team. So don't hesitate to use it to do that, please.
So I'm sharing this particular link for everyone to, book a meeting with us. We would be more than happy to answer your questions one on one. If you don't mind, or if you are hesitating right now, that's not a problem. You can talk to Vincent or admissions team. We will be more than happy to assist you. All right. Okay. So thank you. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye bye.
Thanks. Thanks, everybody. Bye bye.